Yes, finally, I get my own realm. This took so long to get in the right hands. Yes, I have my own realm. Hey, so guys, this is a zero save right here with the 4th or 5th cream buster of this one. And guys, if you would, thanks to anyone who has seen my videos and subscribe and watch, because it does take a lot of effort. Luckily, sorry, and this should have been uploaded yesterday, but my fiber cord got fucked up, so I couldn't. So this update is just the good thing that I really can't so it's just not new. And also guys, please check the description below, because there's some really good out there. You should guys check this out. Anyways guys, I'm gonna enjoy myself in my new realm. I feel like Jeff Bezos in the realm. The nice box. The brain box. Yeah, but okay guys. Hope to see you guys later. And goodbye.
You woke up in a cold sweat from your dream, looking around the dim room with a fright. You don't remember anything that happened except for a loud bang at the end, but you passed it off as it was just a nightmare. It's been a recurring nightmare you have had for the past few days now. You slowly arose from your bed, preparing your lunch for the day before heading off to work, stopping at a local store to pick up a little something along the way. As you drove, you reflected on your life before now. How your life partner has recently passed away from an unknown cancer at such a young age. How your children have recently graduated from college and are now living on their own, with a decent paying job and a date as well. You felt happy and proud of them, but you couldn't help but feel a certain feeling inside. It was like a sickness. It was a feeling of despairing emptiness. You went to your small cubicle and started to get to work at your small desk. Your job was a fairly decent one that paid well in this day and age, and considering the economy, it was pretty good. But it was monotonous. It felt after a while that you were doing the same thing, pressing the same keys over and over again and moving your mouse around to give commands to a rather outdated personal computer. Click, 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 click. You have been repeating the same task for the past few years now, with no raise or any comfort from home to make things better, realizing that you're all alone now. After a few hours of this miserable process came lunchtime, and you know what that meant. You quickly got up, bringing your lunchbox along with you as you moved to where everyone else was eating. Stanley, a co-worker and a close friend here, waited for you at the water dispenser. He was wearing his usual work attire, a white shirt over black dress pants and a red tie. He greeted you happily as you walked over to him, adjusting his brown glasses. You liked Stanley. He was a pleasure to chat with, but at least at first. But the dullness settled in very quickly. The two of you always ended up talking on the same subjects and discussing the same things during every lunch hour. And you were afraid to admit it to him that he was becoming very boring. That really everything was in fact, but you were afraid how he would react to that. That maybe he just might care too much over you. You didn't want to shock or surprise him too much. He did, however, speculate that you were becoming increasingly more empty and bitter. But you always assured him that you were fine, and he stopped pursuing his questions. After a few minutes of this worthless conversation, you set off to eat your lunch for the day. It was always the same thing every day. A ham sandwich with a banana. Sometimes you brought a soda, other times you just brought water. A few years ago, when your loved one was still roaming the earth, she would always throw in something else. Even if it was just a simple pickle, you always weren't a light over it. It was a break for the same food every day. Nowadays, you don't have enough time to throw in a little something extra. But you were certain that you had quite a surprise today. You consumed your sandwich very quickly, without hesitation, with your fruit to follow. Nobody noticed how fast you were reading. You thought it was actually almost 2 minutes. This is when you were usually returning to your cubicle to get back to work. But today, you had a little extra. From your bag, you withdrew a small revolver that you picked up from your last paycheck earlier that morning. Nobody noticed it for a second, before a woman started to scream and point at the side of the revolver. Some of them begged for you to stop, reaching out to you. They were trying to talk you into not doing it. You barked at them, making empty threats that you would shoot anybody that gets into touch distance. You felt bad about it. You were really a nice person, and also caring. One of them quickly phoned the police, saying that they were going to get you help, but you didn't care. The dullness, the melancholy, the emptiness, it all had to end. You looked at the crowd. Stanley was standing in front. He pleaded to you, begging that you consider your thoughts and actions. He offered to help you if you were to listen to him. Without saying a word to him, you opened your mouth, placed a pistol in sight. You heard the message scream before your vision faded to black as you pulled the trigger. You woke up in a cold sweat from your dream, looking around in the dim room full of fright. You didn't remember anything that happened except for a loud bang at the end. But you passed it off as just a nightmare. It's been a reoccurring nightmare, as you have had for the past few days. You slowly rose from your bed, preparing much for the day before heading off to work.